My name's Jacqui Remond and I'm the Director of Catholic Earthcare in Australia.
My name's Seneque. I'm currently working with Jacqui. In South Africa, I was in a leadership centre at a university.
Water is deeply important to Catholics. It enables life to flourish. It is the source and the sustenance for our lives, for all life. And we have ritual and tradition that connects with that because it is so essential to our faith. It is of particular importance, mainly because we've been in a drought for many years, the longest recorded drought in history. And because of that, people have had to be very tuned into using less water over the last 10 years. That, combined with the awareness raising around climate change, has meant people have become more and more aware of the environmental issues in our lives.
I do think that if I contrast Australia and South Africa, a much stronger consciousness in Australia. And because of the publicity given to the Murray-Darling Basin and issues around desalination and so on, I think it's very much at the foreground of people's minds.
My sense and the vision that I have is that each and every one of us as human beings on this planet comes to really connect with the earth, with all of the elements that are earth. So water, being a fundamental one, is something that people connect with in a living relationship sense. So knowing the story of their catchment, knowing the place that they live in, and understanding the rich and long history that water has had in that place for all the people that have lived there. And in Australia, being from a place where we have the oldest living people through the Indigenous Australian Aboriginal people, their sense of water is a really special thing because it defines for them where they lived and how they lived very much. So the way that water was discovered was through understanding the song lines in the country, and music and dance were all part of celebrating the gift of life and finding water. So there's a lot of beautiful, deep wisdom that human beings can connect with, and I would really, really like to be able to have that in our future.
And just listening to Jacqui talking about Indigenous peoples in Australia, my observation is that they've been quite marginalised from mainstream culture. So they're not in the general awareness in the same way that Indigenous issues and human rights, all the process of reconciliation in South Africa has brought to the foreground and to public consciousness. And what I would wish in Australia, and this is something that we really desire together, is to bring a much closer relationship between South Africans and Australians. And so there's a very interesting program in South Africa at the moment, run by a Zimbabwean nun, actually, who's in South Africa now, and they're working in partnership with the Broken Bay Diocese in Australia, linking reconciliation and creation. So for me, that's our real aspiration, would be to be linking Indigenous peoples and I suppose the struggle that South Africa went through and the transformative power of struggle. I would wish to bring that to Australia and those insights.